Hello everybody. Just want to do a little kind of tabletop review of my cook kit. This is basically all of it here. So pretty small and compact. Weight we're looking at for the whole kit. We're looking at a little over 9 ounces. You can cut this down a little bit, and usually I wouldn't be carrying all of this. This is an alcohol stove. This would be one option of stuff you could carry with it. Everclear is kind of nice because it burns super clean. This is the only stuff you really want to burn indoors. So if you were in the vestibule of a tent or under a tarp or something like that, you don't have to worry about getting nasty fumes. Also, if it's cold at night, you could drink this. You know, if you have a wound, you can clean yourself with it. So very versatile. I do believe that heat in the yellow bottle might burn a little faster, but right now I'm using Everclear. So as you can see, I do have this titanium long-handled spoon, Sea to Summit. Generally, I do just the the dehydrated / rehydrated meals. So for that, you're just boiling water. For me, a lot of what I do is just about having a light pack, making it as easy and basic as possible, and just basically going out there to enjoy the hikes, enjoy the views, and enjoy, in my case, a hammock. So just kind of jumping into it. This does have this little pan. That's one of the pieces that is kind of optional. So if you're only doing the dehydrated meals, you certainly don't need this. If you were to take a little bit of stuff that you want to heat up in there, you can take that along if you want to fry or simmer stuff in there. What I do have just a plastic bag. Inside of there I got my stove, and I got some other stuff here too, so I'll just kind of take it out and show you all. I like to keep stuff wrapped in that just to keep water out. I've got a basic Bic Lighter in there. A lot of people wouldn't count this in their weight, but I do because it's part of it you have to light it on fire. My stove that I have is Zelf Stoveworks Fancee Feast stove. I do have the simmer ring, so the simmer ring is something that you wouldn't use for boiling water, so that's an optional thing. But let's say if I want to cook a little bit of eggs in here or something like that, I might use the simmer ring so I'm not bringing up that massive amount of heat. So just for the sake of saying that I'm doing a trip that's just going to be water boiling, I'm just took out the simmer ring, and I just took out that extra pan, which I wouldn't be using. So just to kind of get the weight, we were around 9 ounces before. So with this, which would be generally what I'm going to carry, a lot of people wouldn't count the spoon either, but I do. We're looking at exactly 7 ounces, so not bad considering it's a full cook kit. That's pretty lightweight. So kind of jumping back into here to show you a couple extra things. So we do have our stove. Got a little measuring cup there, which could be optional. I suppose you don't need it. I like this a lot. So this is a Vapur hydro flask designed to carry stuff like this. This is nice because it seals up super tight, and this holds exactly 9 ounces. So to boil water, usually you're about an ounce of that stuff, and it takes about 6.5 minutes or so, depending on the weather, how hot or cold it is, multiple factors. But this carries enough really for me to very comfortably go on a 3-day trip, cooking 6 meals. And so 9 ounces, that's pretty perfect for most trips, and it weighs next to nothing. So Vapur, soft flask. One other thing that I do have in here, I do have a piece of aluminum foil. This helps with conductivity, so it helps to protect the ground. So I'll put that on the ground, put my stove on top of it, set your pot on top when it's burning. And I just did make a basic windscreen out of foil. It's kind of flimsy, but I've used it and it works really well. So I suppose if you have really high winds, this might be kind of flopping around a little bit, but you're not really going to have it fly away from the stove, so it might bump into the stove a little bit. And generally I'm looking for a site that's a little protected from the wind anyways. So you got your your windscreen. You can bring it in close like that if it's really windy, but on most nights you're going to be opening it up quite a bit, setting it up right to have your gap away from the wind, and you know, if there's a little bit of wind going around like that. So that's my basic cook kit. Works well for me, pretty lightweight, boils fairly quickly, really quiet, which is nice. You're not having that super loud that you get from a, you know, a pressurized fuel canister. And I do have a canister stove also. I do also have an Esbit tablet setup, and Esbit tablets are nice if you're minimal and wanting to carry a very minor amount of weight. But I personally like this alcohol stove a lot, so this is my go-to stove kit. One thing that I would say is it does get hot, very hot. That's hot to pick up, really hot to pick up. But it also cools down very fast. So, you know, literally like a minute after you use it, it's cool enough to pick the whole thing up and touch it. So really nice with the titanium in that regard. It gets rid of heat real fast. So thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions about it or any suggestions, also feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks a lot.